Hello everyone, I'm Xiao from ChID, and it is pleasure to have all of you at our Web3 Builder Mixer today. We are shining the spotlight on Serbia. I'd like to start by introducing our first speaker, Petar. Petar is the organizer of Ethereum Belgrade. I just joined the Ethereum Belgrade this year. It is the first year for Ethereum Belgrade, but it is a true party for Web3 fans. I will hand over the stage to Petar, who is eager to share the Web3 stories of Ethereum Belgrade with us. Now it's your turn.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. My name is Petar. I'm the core organizer of ETH Belgrade and founder and CEO of Remter, Uncollateralized NFT Renting Protocol. Should I share my screen right now or?
Yeah, of course. I think you can try to share your screen.
Yeah, okay. I have a little presentation for all of you. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, nice and clear.
Okay, so ETH Belgrade. It was a conference and hackathon happening in Belgrade, of course. But let's start with the first question, like why Belgrade? The future of Web3 is being built in Belgrade, definitely.
Yeah.
And thanks even for this quote. It's like a 1.5 million city with more than 50 Web3 companies, which is like a really big number for such a, let's say, medium city. It has Ethereum community from the inceptions of Ethereum, I would say. So really strong community. Many people work from Belgrade for well-known names in the industry, like I don't know, MetaMask, Chainlink, Graph, etc. And some of the biggest names like Polygon, Tenderly, and DeFi Saver were actually starting Belgrade. So it's a less known fact that Polygon was actually started in Belgrade by Mihailo Bijelic, and later they merged with Matic, and that's how we got the Polygon we know today. So Polygon also have a lot of developers here, and yeah, that's just showing how huge and the strength of our community. What's ETH Belgrade? Well, ETH Belgrade is a long desire of that community to have its own event, because like we were going to all the different events around the world, always bumping up on each other all around the world. And we were always like, if you go to those events, like every third or fourth person you hear speaking, you can recognize the accent and you see that they are from the Balkans. And you're like, okay, we're everywhere, but we don't have an event in our region, and we should do something about that. And finally, this year was the year when we decided to do something. ETH Belgrade was labeled as the most welcoming ETH event, and I hope we achieved that. It's also an official event of Belgrade Blockchain Week, which is initiative where we have like 7 days of different side events, and ETH Belgrade being the main event of that initiative. So ETH Belgrade consists from two parts. One is conference and the other is hackathon. I would say that we aimed and succeed to make ETH Belgrade a builders event for builders, but you will hear about that later. So ETH Belgrade conference in number, it was 3 days, more than 90 speakers from all around the world. We had like speakers coming also from notable projects like Solange from Chainlink, Simon from Graph, Miros from Polygon ID, and many others. It was attended by more than 700 attendees. We had 15 sponsors, 10 investors that participated, and 20 plus startup pitches, which was really cool. Most of the startups that were pitching were really high quality startups, and all the investors like were surprised by that. We had 11 media partners, 3 amazing parties, and 19 plus side events during the whole week. So I would say again, it was really huge success for the first year. And for the hackathon, it was actually 72-hour hackathon with 48 hours of hacking. 97 hackers applied, 58 submitted their work, 19 submitted projects, 7 sponsors, in 20K in prizes, 22K in prizes, which is like a smaller hackathon, but because of that, it was focused on builders was really amazing. Like you had again, you had like mentors from MetaMask, Ariella, she was amazing, and again Solange from Chainlink, and you could really work with them because like there was no hackers, like 1,000 hackers like you have on some other hackathons where you need to fight for their attention and time. Here you could like really work with them together. That was probably the cool part. And yeah, so ETH Belgrade, like I said, is a long desire from the community to have its own event. And this year we decided to act. So it was organized by these 4 companies and teams, well-known DeFi project, DeFi Saver. There is also the best dev tooling you have in Web3 right now, Tenderly, and my company, Ramfter, and Unusual Sour, which is Web3 marketing agency. But we also, this was joint effort of the Belgrade community. So these are the organizers, the main organizers. We did the heavy lifting, but we also had big support from people, individuals from the community, as well as other companies. Like I said, there are 50 plus companies, so we had help from many of them, and also help from Ethereum Foundation, which was really important for us. Like I said, Ethereum Belgrade was a huge success. Feedback was amazing. Like these are some tweets I gathered. You will see that there's Abna. Maybe you know her if you went to any ETH event. She's speaker there. Our speaker Danny from Brazil. There is also Function. There is you. We included your tweet as well. Marius is from Sandbox. Brana is our, I would say, local speaker from Origin Trail, also big project. And yeah, these are some pictures. This is part of organizing team in front of the venue before the conference started. And this is picture of us with all the volunteers inside the venue after the event was finished. Yeah, so a glimpse into main stage. It may look empty right now, but actually, like I said, we had 700 attendees, and venue was much bigger than that. Like the main stage could facilitate 1.3 thousand people, which is like we had half of that in total, and we had 4 stages. So it may look empty on the pictures, but it definitely wasn't the feeling when you were there, and you can say because you were there. This is the picture from the hackathon. Great atmosphere. It was in another venue, historic place in the center of Belgrade. Hackers are still fresh. Just hackathon just started, and yeah, another picture from the hackathon menu. And yeah, that sums it up. So what's next for ETH Belgrade? Of course, ETH Belgrade 2024. We're gonna do ETH Belgrade every year. It's gonna be an annual event. So book your calendars. Belgrade Blockchain Week as well. We're also planning to do monthly meetups starting from September. So ETH Belgrade is outgrowing the conference itself. It's becoming like a real community and organization that will also do other stuff, not just like, okay, we do event once a year. No, we will do smaller events throughout the year, also help other communities with our experience now to establish their own ETH events, or smaller, maybe some meetup groups or whatever. And also we have plenty of cool stuff that we planned, but we just cannot talk yet about that, but like if you follow us on Twitter and join our Telegram group, you can stay in the loop. And also, I would like to invite everyone when we start with this meetup, like even if you're not from Belgrade, if you're around, let's say you're coming to Croatia for a vacation on Adriatic coast, come by to Belgrade and join us for a meetup. Yeah, and that's basically sums up the whole story about ETH Belgrade. So I hope to see you all at ETH Belgrade 2024. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, cool. I mean, it's a nice story about Ethereum Belgrade, and definitely, I think next year a lot of Web3 builders will join, because I think this year we're still kind of the first year. I mean, next year we will bring more fans from East Asia, and we will go to Belgrade together. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So now, yeah, of course. I do enjoy the whole party, and as you said, I think the whole themes and the atmospheres and also the Web3 cultures in Belgrade is kind of amazing. So I highly recommend to introduce more people to join some Belgrade next year. And yeah, I have several questions from the community, and I want to ask you. The first one is, what inspired you to start organizing events and building Ethereum Belgrade? I mean, what inspired you to do that?
Yeah, like I said, idea is present for a long time. Like I think that first conference, local conference and meetup in Belgrade for Ethereum was organized in 2016, something like that. And community is there for all the time. But ETH Belgrade didn't happen before because people from community knew how much of how big that effort is, and like they all have their jobs. We also have our jobs, like day-to-day jobs, and organizing event it's more than full-time thing. And knowing that no one wanted to do it, everyone were talking like it would be nice to have it, but if someone else can do it. And yeah, we decided like after Lisbon in 2021 we started talking about ETH Belgrade. So that's more than around 2 years ago, after Lisbon. And we needed like the whole 2022 to talk together and think about it. And then we decided by the end of 2022, like, okay, we're gonna do event no matter what. Let's try. And we believed in the community that we can also bring people into Belgrade, and we did. So yeah.
Cool. So the second question will be, what advice would you give to global Web3 builders who want to connect to Serbia developer community and expand their market? I mean, do you have any advice?
Yes, don't be shy, just reach out. Like I would say that if you want to like contact or just share information about what you're building, your project, or ask for some connections, you can come to Belgrade Blockchain Week Telegram group, because we're all there. Also, you can contact me directly on Twitter. I can help you. Like I did already that for some people that were coming to Serbia in projects. For example, Ethereum Foundation wanted to have some meetings with several projects, and they asked me, okay, can you make intros? And I did that. Of course, I will make intro. So yeah, I think that Serbian and Belgrade community is really open, and that's the reason why you shouldn't be like you shouldn't be shy to just say, hi, this is my name, this is what I'm working on. Like I would like to speak to someone who is also working on something else. In terms of partnership, just exchange knowledge, experience, whatever. Like people here will be more than welcome for that, I can guarantee.
Cool. So the last question will be, with an increasing number of builders choosing to become digital nomads, so have you noticed an increase in the number of travelers who come into Belgrade in the recent years?
Definitely, yeah. So digital nomads, they are coming to Belgrade in the recent years because they are curious. Like Belgrade is specific. It's in the Europe, in the, let's say, middle of the Europe, but it's also exotic destination. It's not explored that much, you know. There's a lot of false information about Belgrade and Serbia, but so some people may be scared or something like that. But once you come here, you see that everything is totally different. Like it's one of the safest cities you can be. Like there's no place in Belgrade, like where area in Belgrade that's forbidden. Like don't go there. Like you can go everywhere in the middle of the night, in the middle of the day. No one will ask you anything. Like so, it's a really cool place for digital nomads, I would say, because of the position. Like I said, it's a gate between East and West. It always has been. So you have influence from both sides. It's a nice mixture. And for example, one cool thing that happened, we know that now we have that unfortunate war in Ukraine. Belgrade welcomed more than 350 people, both from Russia and Ukraine. So they found shelter here, moved their companies here, moved their lives here, and yeah, so if you're thinking about coming here, I would definitely recommend at least for a few months. Like you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, of course. I think in the meeting, I also meet some, I also met some UK friends. They also come to Belgrade because they say Belgrade is very nice and also the price is cheap and it is good for them to communicate with the international friends. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
prices are cheap for UK people.
yeah. I think that's definitely true. So yeah, that's all the recording today. I mean, later we will do some video clipping and also do some clips. And also we will combine this one and another Web3 Builder Mixture together. We will make it like around 30 to 40 minutes and we will put it on YouTube. And I will give you the link after we broadcast on the YouTube, just like the first version of the Web3 Builder Mixture with Ethereum Dubai and also the Ethereum Shanghai and all the stuff. Yeah.
Sure, thank you. Are you happy with this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, really thank you, really appreciate for your help and also for the information you provide us. And next year, I definitely will shout out to my friends and bring more friends to join Eth Belgrade 2024. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you will be expected, and yeah, I hope to see you in Belgrade again, definitely.
Sure. Okay, thank you
For
for your
another
time. Yeah.
workshop.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll definitely want to try another workshop. Okay, cool. Yeah. So thank you for your time. So I think that's it for today. And we should have a good night because it's night in China. Maybe wish you a good evening. Yeah.
Yes, good night then.
Yeah. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Peter. Now let's welcome our second keynote speaker for today's Web3 Builder Mixture, 0xAA. 0xAA is the founder of WTF Academy. We all know that WTF Academy got support from many famous projects, including Ethereum Foundation. I will give the stage to him, and we all love to know more about WTF Academy. Now it's your turn.
Okay, thanks, Wu Xiao and Chen ID for the invitation. And now I will share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, nice and clear.
Okay, thanks. And I will give a introduction to WTF Academy as well as BQ blockchain. So let's start. I'm OSAA. I'm a PhD student in Peking University, and I have founded one of the open source university in Web3 space called WTF Academy. Today I want to talk more about it with you. And also I want to introduce our blockchain club in our university called PKU Blockchain. We have done a lot of exciting stuff within it. And also I will briefly talk about the East Beijing Hackathon that we hosted during April 2023 in Beijing. Okay, so first is about WTF Academy. It's a open source Web3 university for developers. So initially our purpose is to bring like 10,000 developers into Web3 space, because Web3 needs a lot of builders to build. And we have created a bunch of open source tutorials, including what the fact Solidity and what the fact Ethers, to teach developers how to write Solidity smart contracts, as well as Ether scripts and front end. And also, we built a open source education platform called WTF Academy. And also, we built some open source software, SoLive. Currently we have about 150 contributors, and we have more than 5,000 members. Okay, so first is why we start. I started it because I wanted to write good Solidity smart contracts, and I have learned a lot Solidity from the internet, but mostly it's in English. And as a Chinese, it's hard for me to learn from English content. So as I searching around, there's only one like video lecture by Cui Mian Dashi in this space. So I have to learn by myself. So this is a comparison perspective of different Solidity tutorials on the internet. All of them are free, but most of them does not support Chinese, and most of them do not have a like docs and code at the same place. So that's why we started what the fuck Solidity. It's initially written in Chinese, and we provide compact and short tutorial docs, as well as community reviewed code. So it's easier for beginners to learn. So that's how we started. What the fuck Solidity is a open source, free, community reviewed Solidity tutorials. Now it covers more than 70 chapters, including intro, advanced, and application. And we currently have more than 100 contributors, and we receive more than 7,000 stars on GitHub. We keep updating it, and if you look at the right bottom, it's our contributors on our GitHub, and without them, there is no what the fuck Solidity. And now we are going to publish it by a top publisher in China. So you can buy a book if you want, but the contents will remain open source and free on the internet. Another tutorial that we built is what the fuck Ethers. Similar to what the fuck Solidity, is a open source, free, and community reviewed Ethers.js tutorial. Ethers.js is the most popular Ethereum JavaScript library. So you need to use it to interact with the Ethereum blockchain or build a Web3 dApp. It covers more than 20 chapters, and we have more than 20 contributors on it. Now it receives near 2,000 stars on GitHub, and we have already updated the contents to the newest Ethers v6 version. So it's the first Ethers v6 tutorials in the world. So and after these two tutorials, we have built more tutorials by our community. The previous two are led by me, but now there are more and more contributors that creates new tutorials on different stacks. So we have a WTF HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for front-end beginners who wants, for if you are not a non-developer and you want to learn some. Okay. And then I want to talk about our education platform. It's called WTF Academy, open source education platform. So it's a website, and we have uploaded all our tutorials to it. And we also designed some quizzes for you to test yourself. And because most of our members are learning by their own, and after reading the tutorials, they don't know how well they learn. So we design some quizzes, for them to evaluate their learning progress. And if you finish all the quizzes, then you can claim a on-chain certificate. So now we are on our public test, and we have near 5,000 developers joining us, and more than 500 developers have passed the test. They finish all the quizzes, and we plan, to go mainnet this year. And we also, because layer 2 is the future of Ethereum, we also built some education content for StarkNet. So WTF StarkNet is the education platform for StarkNet. And as you all know, StarkNet is a leading ZK rollup layer 2. But one problem of StarkNet, or its uniqueness, is it does not is not compatible with Ethereum. So the developers have to learn Carol to write smart contracts on StarkNet. So the goal of WTF StarkNet is, make developer easier to develop on StarkNet. So we have a series of courses on StarkNet, including account abstraction, Carol, developer tooling, StarkNet JS, and StarkNet dApp, how to build a StarkNet dApp. And we have a lot of famous contributors in this ecosystem, including Darlington from Argent, Shrami, the author of Starkling Carol 1, and a lot more contributors. And I think and Solive is we built a lightweight open source Solidity web compiler. It's inspired by Crypto Zombies, which is based on Zoo, like a Solidity tutorial and gaming based on Remix. So basically, you learn how to. They have dog like tutorial on the left, and you can test your skills on the right. So that's why we start to build the Solive. And the Solive is so basically you can integrate Solive into your web browser, and then you can write Solidity codes in your website. And it's led by one of our core contributor, Da Xiong, and it has won the best developer tooling prize by ZK Sync in the Scaling Ethereum hackathon hosted by East Global. Okay, and because WTF Academy is a open source and free, so we don't have revenue, and we are what we only accept we can only sustain with grants from the community and other projects. So we have received grants from on Gitcoin from our community, and we also received grants from Ethereum Foundation, Starkware, and Optimism. So I really appreciate to these projects and our community. And we will keep building and keep our tutorials free and open source. Okay, so that's about WTF Academy. Now I'll briefly introduce to our blockchain club. It's a PKU blockchain club in Peking University, China. So basically, it's a blockchain club in our university. We have, and we have this open source mind, and we want to provide some public goods to our students as well as a bigger community, a Web3 community in China. And we serve students, developers, researchers, and other blockchain clubs in China. We have around 50 core members and 1,000 members, including alumni. So this year, I'm the president of the PKU blockchain, and like last year, September, I've made several thoughts on what we're going to do this year. So the first is blockchain club is a public goods, it's not for profit. So we will put our focus on technology and maybe regenerative finance. And second is we will produce tremendous amounts of Web3 tutorials and researches in Chinese. All of them are free and open source. Third is we help more beginners to enter the Web3 space, and for like the veterans to build their own brands. And fourth is we're going to host a hackathon in spring 2023. And fifth is we will help more universities to create their own blockchain clubs. So so that's how it started. And last year in September, we have our first real life meetup in Beijing in MetaSpace, a Web3 cafe in Beijing. It is very hard at that time because in 2022, the China is still in COVID lockdown. So it's very hard to make a in real life meetup, but they succeeded doing so, and we have invited a lot builders in the Web3 to it. And also we have some regular Twitter space with our friends in different universities, such as Tuba, Tsinghua University, and like Zhejiang University and Fudan University. And to educate beginners in Web3, we have a Web3 newbie course for beginners. So its original purpose is to train the new members in our blockchain club. But later we decided we just open it to public. And first we have a live stream on BUIDL, Chinese YouTube. And we have about more than 10,000 viewers on average. And then we uploaded it to BUIDL and YouTube, and we have a lot of views. So it has 7 lectures and covers all the facets in Web3, including like intro to Web3, cryptographics, Ethereum and layer 2, smart contracts, DeFi, Web3 application, and the security. So it's basically a very general intro course to beginners in Web3. And we have published several research articles on different projects, such as the Treasure DAO and as well as the Web3 certificate platforms. All of them are published open on website, and you can view it freely. And we have participated a lot of hackathons by ourselves, such as in 2021, we participated a hackathon hosted by Wanxiang Blockchain. It's my first hackathon experience. And I think the hackathon is a very important event for builders. You can transform from beginners to builders by participating a hackathon. So we decided to build to run a hackathon in Beijing, and it's East Beijing Hackathon. We hosted it in April 2023, and more than 400 builders applied, and we accepted 150 builders into our into our hackathon in real life. So it's a very big amount of builders. So they have a 3-day building experience, and it's hosted by PQ Blockchain and the WTF Academy, and it's co-hosted by East Planet and Scroll. They have a lot of they have very important contributions to this hackathon, and we have a lot of sponsors, and our prize pool is more than $30,000. So we make this hackathon the developer centric, and we use GitHub repo to plan and maintain this hackathon. So all the progress and details are on the GitHub repo, and it's open source. So we received support from Ethereum Foundation ESP program, and we have a lot of supporters in the Web3 space, including Scroll, BC Ventures, Token Pocket, Starkware, Mask, LD Capital, Cocos, Aspecta, and Galaxy. And also we are listed on the Ethereum official website, the community events page. Okay, so we have a lot of supporters received a lot of supports in China. We have received support from more than 20 university blockchain clubs, and more than 400 developers applied. And because we have only limited resources and venues, we only accept 150 developers to join our offline hackathon. And they produced more than 50 products, and half of them are from universities. So they are university students. They are the future of the Chinese blockchain. And a lot of them are not located in Beijing. They come from, everywhere in China. Yeah, and they have a lot of fun during the East Beijing Hackathon, and most of them want to join again next year. Yeah, so we are still building our WTF Academy, PQ Blockchain, and the East Beijing Hackathon. And thanks for Chandy for this opportunity to introduce ourselves.
Thank you, 0xAA. I totally agree with your points about EastJS. I mean, I remember I started coding in Solidity like 5 years ago, but those codes are not working nowadays because there are some compatible issues with MetaMask and Ether.js. So I think it is really good to have a tutorial to teach people how to learn Ether.js. And nowadays, I think a lot of, their styles and also their comments and commands, they are changing. So it is good to learn that. And I still have like a few questions and from the community, and I will ask. The first will be what inspired you to start organizing events and building a community in the Web3 space, like WTF Academy and also PKO blockchain and also Ethereum Beijing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as a student and I'm learning myself. So I think you learn and build in public is the best way for you, to learn and to gain influence in this space. So actually the WTF Solidity is not first tutorial that I created. 3 years ago, I was doing a project on deep reinforcement learning, and I wrote a open source tutorial on deep reinforcement learning algorithms and published on GitHub. And a lot of people have read about it, and they agree that it helps them. And also some of them also pointed out my mistakes, and I can improve it from their feedbacks. So I think that's the best way to learn a new programming language or a new research field. And also in Web3, the influence is very important. So doing a open source tutorial also helps you to build your brands and helping others and gain influence. So that's why I built it a open source tutorials and a community.
Cool.
So
cool.
to help myself to learn and build my brand.
Amazing. So the second question will be, do you have any plans this year to expand your community and attract more Web3 builders?
Yeah, we actually have. So we are keep doing that. And one thing is I talked about, we are going to publish our tutorials in China. So that's very important, because a lot of people that don't know about Web3, maybe they go to like bookstore and they can see our tutorials and maybe they can buy it and start learning Solidity and start joining our Web3 revolution, so that's very important. And
Cool.
another thing is we are still making more tutorials to help people. We are going to the artificial intelligence space. So we will make tutorials for deep learning, and also like if you want to develop based on ChatGPT, we will have a tutorial on ChatGPT and LangChain. So we are going to the AI space. And third is that we are updating our education platform, to let people easier to create their own course for our members on our platforms. So yeah, so basically these three aspects is our core this year.
Cool. So we all know that the Peking University is like the top university in China. And what advice would you give to global Web3 developers who want to connect to university developer community to expand their market, to connect with more builders? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, I think the first is reach out to them, like on Twitter. Most blockchain club members, they have Twitter, so you can send them a DM, to reach out. And second is think about a plan that is mutual benefits, not just like that. Could you share your logos in my events, something like that, because that's not helps the blockchain clubs. So I would like to hear more about like the sponsors or some developer education stuff like that. So that's really helps the students and blockchain clubs to develop. And the third is you just feel free to talk to them, and most students they are still like learning, and they don't know their future, and they maybe have some interest on Web3, and they're still deciding if they're all in Web3 or they remain themselves in Web2. So we need to to have more like events that focus on students, so bring more students to the Web3 space because they are the future of Web3. Yeah.
Cool. Amazing. I mean, I checked the time. I think that's it for today. Thank you very much. Thank you for your help, 0xIA, and hope
Yeah.
to connect you with also East Asia and the Middle East, a lot of developers communities. I think we can make such a good party for Web3 later. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Wu Xiao, and really appreciate this opportunity. And let's keep in touch. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you.